Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Education Facilities Committee meeting. Today is Wednesday, March 25th. The time is now 5 o'clock. With that, I have board members Garrett Oliver, Nellie Cole. I also have from our district, we have Sandra Fayois, William Hodel, and Dan Phillips from CSG. First item on the agenda is approving of minutes. Did anybody have any changes, concerns, or motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Seconded by?
I'll second.
Thank you, Nellie. So meetings have passed. And now, Sandra Fayois, meetings are yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chair Carpio and Nellie and Garrett. Thank you so much for joining us and other members. And we bring you some updates, but it should be a fairly straightforward meeting. Dan Phillips is going to start us off by bringing us some updates on school construction that is managed by the Construction Solutions Groups. And then Bill Hodel will bring us some school projects that are managed in-house from our facilities team. And then at the very end, I just wanted to bring up a request that came from our band director, Chris Rivera, who had reached out to the facilities committee through me, and I'll bring that up at the end. But with that, Dan, would you mind getting us started?
All right. Can you see the correct screen?
We could see the correct screen. If you could
All right.
zoom it, it might be a little helpful.
All right.
There you go. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. So first we'll start with the Norwalk High School project. As you know, if you've been by the school, the building envelope continues to progress. We're working our way around the building. The end closest to the existing high school is the furthest along. And if you drive around the backside on King Street, you'll see that the concrete block walls at the music, pool, and gym areas are very close to being closed. As far as the entire building, more than 50% of the glazed openings have been installed. There's some that remain out for logistical reasons, whether that's loading of different floors from different areas. And then the further behind areas, which is the music, pool, and gym, that glazing is going in now. Site improvements over on the Merrimack side of the campus, the JV softball field, the modular block retaining wall is nearing completion, or planning to gear up for some of that JV softball work to be completed over this upcoming summer. As far as the interior work, as we get into some of the photos, and you can see in this picture at the top right here, we do have interior finish walls going up, frame sheetrock walls, concrete block walls, and in some areas we've started taping and painting. There's ceiling grid in some of the corridors and classrooms, and for that means that most of the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing rough-in overhead is complete, allowing us to continue with those finishes. And just an update on the project schedule will remain on schedule, with the project scheduled to be complete for the fall 2027 semester. And then fall of 2028, the balance of the project, which includes the rest of the site development, the new football field, field house, concession stand, tennis courts, that work. And we'll jump down to a few photos. This one, I like to grab the drone photos, which aren't always up to date, but as we were saying, the right side, this is the Norwalk High School wing with the P-Tech wing in the background here. And then over to the left, that would be the band performing arts area, which the building envelope is a little further behind, and just that has to do with the phasing of the project, working from one end to the other end. Here is a photo of the building envelope at the bus drop-off. So this will be landscaped and receive sidewalks. To the right here is the kind of gym area, locker rooms, weight room. And this entrance straight ahead of us will be the bus drop-off entrance that goes straight into the commons at the heart of the school. To the left here, here's one example of an area that remains open, and that's for loading materials in and out of the building as part of the construction phasing. We kind of saw this from the drone image, but these are the openings in the taller ceiling performing arts band space. Kind of looking to the left, and this other photo here, if you spin around looking the other direction, is the other wall within this space. Here is our P-Tech project rooms, which is a multi-story space. There's one project room in the P-Tech wing. And then I think I have another photo here which shows the two project rooms in the Norwalk High School wing. And again, glazing farther along on this end of the building. Here's a photo of roofing as it continues its way to the back side of the school. This is the top of the auditorium space. In the background here, the line of trees, this would be King Street for a little orientation. Interior, here's a classroom space, the walls painted, all the interior, the electrical rough-in is completed in the walls, including the box for our smart boards and all our technology. The overhead is going in. Once that overhead's completed in this space, the ceiling grid will go in and allow the ceilings to be installed. Here's an image of a corridor with ceiling grid going in. This would receive ceiling tiles. And as you can see, much of the overhead rough-in is completed above that ceiling, allowing us to continue with the finishes. That's all we have for the high school update. If there's any questions. All right, and we'll jump into the indoor air quality upgrades, HVAC projects. Brookside, this work was completed, yes, late last year. We are it's substantially complete, closeouts in progress. There are a few items that are being followed up right now as far as a punch list or items that need to be resolved. So we are continuously working on that project, but generally the bulk of the scope has been completed. At Rowayton, we're currently coordinating work that's going to take place over April break. So that will look a little different when everyone returns from the April vacation. We're setting up some site fencing at the entrance of that school, and that allows us to start working on our underground electrical to a new transformer location at the exterior of the building. Also at the inside of the building, there will be ceilings in the corridors that are being opened up, and that's to allow us to do our overhead work through the remainder of the school year. And that work is done off hours. It's very similar to what has just been performed over at Merrimack. So we're taking some lessons learned there as far as cleanliness and communication and bringing that to the Rowayton School. At Brian McMahon, we're working out back primarily at the loading dock area. There's a new enclosure with chillers that were just set. We'll show a photo of that in a moment. But over the next couple of weeks, we will be installing handrails for the stairs and ramps and continuing to work on that chiller completion. Those were just set. So moving forward to the startup and commissioning of those for the summer months. Silver Mine project substantially complete. Again, similar to Brookside, we're still actively involved in the project for anything that comes up. We do have a few punch list items that are still being resolved, and that's the closeout package for that hasn't been completed at this point. Merrimack, similar to what we described at Rowayton, the ceilings were out in the corridors. We're performing a lot of that work now. Ceilings are starting to go back in areas as items are completed. And another item that I did not mention at Rowayton, but Rowayton and Merrimack, we do both have transformers being replaced at the exterior of the school. That's being coordinated to be completed over the summer months. And we're currently working with Eversource, which requires easements for that work to be completed, something that we just completed at the high school for the new utility service. So we're going to continue to push on that and maintain the schedule for summer of this year with the transformer replacements. And just jump into the Brian McMahon photo. Here's a photo of the 2 chillers that have been set, piping going into the school, and the new enclosure walls at the back of the school. And we don't have too many photos for this project. Really, what was in the update was the overall project schedules for reference. But that's really the high level overview of where we're at right now. Are there any questions regarding the HVAC projects at this point?
No questions, but the size of the chiller, I didn't think it was that big.
Yeah.
Uh,
I have some pictures I could show you when they were putting it in place.
I'd love to see those.
Okay. No, thank you, Dan. You could move on, I think.
all right. Thank you.
That was it, right, Dan, for your updates?
Yep. That's
Okay.
all we have.
Yeah, thank you. Bill, do you want to go through some school project updates?
Sure.
Thank you, Dan, so much.
Good evening. Yep. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the next item on the list, I know we've talked about this a lot, Allen Low in particular, and that is Ruby Shore Elementary School is about to receive roof solar. Unlike the projects in the past, where we leased the panels, these solar panels for 20 years, due to the local utility there, they didn't have an incentive program. So these panels are going to be installed and we're going to own them as opposed to lease them. We're going to own them and maintain them. And that installation is going to be covered under the 60% reimbursement. So that is, in a sense, somewhat equal to or comparable to the savings that we would have received over a leasing term. Keep in mind, there is no incentive program. So in order for this to happen, this is the only way Alan and his team were able to get creative and do this for a much lower cost. So that is out to bid. I believe they're looking at the bids right now. That's going to be managed by Newfield Construction, who also manage the project itself. And we expect that project to take place over the summer.
Thank you. Diana and Nellie and Garrett, this had been quite a point of contention about the solar at the South Norwalk School, the Ruby Shaw School. So I'm glad to actually see this come full circle.
Yes, I remember those meetings.
Yeah.
It was, yes, it was happening. No, it wasn't happening. Yes, it was
Yeah.
happening. No,
So
but I am thankful
thank you.
that it was finally worked out, and thank you to the team for all the hard work.
Okay. So moving along, we have a busy summer and we just lost a week because of inclement weather, but we still have to get everything done in time. So we have locker replacements at 2 middle schools, both POTUS and West Rocks. I know the faculty, students, and mainly the parents are very happy about that. At Brookside, we're milling and paving, replacing the entire parking lot. In addition to that, the school leader there asked us to put up some basketball hoops not a full court, but we're going to put a basketball hoop, which is appropriate for the elementary school. And we have that in a few other elementary schools, such as Tracy. That will be taking place this summer. The Wolf Pit is closed. It will be taking on the asbestos abatement and air conditioning installation. In order to do it, we need to disturb some of the asbestos. That's why the school is closed. Plus, the amount of wiring and air conditioning work is not is best served when the kids are not around. We have two other projects that we're having a bit of a, I don't know, a struggle with, but we're still working with the state due to their reimbursement rate, and that is the UST underground storage tank at 46 Concord, and also the asbestos abatement at Nathan Hale. And we don't have an update just yet, but that is in the planning so long as the state considers this a reimbursement project. There's been a lot of talk about roofs lately. And we had such a terrible summer. The roofs not only had so much snow, but there was so much snow on there that turned to ice. It separated the membrane in quite a few schools. As a result, we have been repairing them. We're still repairing them. In some cases, they've already been done, but in some cases, we are still waiting for the next rain to see if they will leak. But nonetheless, what I am doing is I'm requesting a study because the roofs are near the end of their useful life. The state will reimburse roof replacements if they're 20 years or more, and these are all fit into that category. So we are going to get an assessment study done on an overall plan as to what roof should be the priority and when. In addition to that, we know that the city is looking to put roof solar on all the schools and most city properties. You can't put solar on a roof that's 20 plus years old. So this would benefit that program as well. So we're working on that. Also, we are looking at the custodial contract, and we are looking to rebid that out as a cost savings measure. As you might know, we have a mixture of in-house custodians and outsourced custodians. This would pertain to the outsourced custodians only. And we've been with this group for a number of years. And it's time to bid that services out to seek best pricing. Other than that, I don't know, Sandra, if you had anything else. I'm looking at my notes. I think I have.
I just want to make sure.
one
Go
other
ahead.
thing. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
That's okay.
The new sign for Dr. Ruby Shore Elementary School is in progress.
Mhm.
And we hope to have that up actually before the end of the school year or whenever we are given permission or acknowledgement to install that. But that's in processing right now as we speak.
Yeah. And Chair Carpio, I don't know, were you part of that email where we were trying to get a date on everyone's calendar for May 29th
For
for the unveiling of the new sign? I believe
I
you were.
I
No.
don't remember that one.
Okay, let me double
But
check,
there's so
okay? I think
many.
they were not, yep, and I think that it wasn't necessarily confirmed. So sorry, I'm grabbing a pen. So we
That
will make
was for
sure that everybody on the committee, and it would be for the unveiling of the sign, okay?
okay.
I
It's the
think
29th of
May.
maybe.
Yeah, it's quite a ways out. We were gonna have
Mm-hmm.
Jeanette reach out to the members, but if you can keep that in mind that that's the date that's been thrown out because the family also wants to join.
Okay,
Okay,
sounds good. Thank you.
and of course, any questions about anything that Mr. Holdell presented? Because I know that we kind of threw a lot at you at the same time.
Can you discuss again a little bit more on the contracts that he was
Yeah,
talking about, please?
I could see your face. So the last time that we went out to bid, like in a serious bid for the custodial contracts was in 2014. That was the last time, right, Bill?
Yes.
Finical came on
Yes.
in 2014. Ever since then, they've been giving us updated quotes, and they've been pretty competitive with
Mhm.
their pricing. More recently, Afinico was absorbed by another company named Pritchett. So Pritchett is a larger corporation. It has other companies under their umbrella, but we did see some increases with Pritchett, and so we're interested to see
Okay.
what can we see out there that maybe it's more competitive now. Post COVID, the workforce was really unstable, and it didn't make sense for us to lose the workers that we had because everybody was sort of scrambling for employees. But we have seen some stabilizing in that particular field. And more recently, New Haven went out to bid, and I think them going out to bid and them bringing in a different company is promising. And I think we're okay to see that. Bill, did I do a good job?
Yes, you did. You covered
Okay.
it.
Bill, this is everything
Yes.
Bill told me. So when he was asking. So I think that if you have anything else to add, Bill, you're welcome to. But
No, I think
we're
I
hoping to
think,
capture some savings, yeah.
yes, savings.
So we'll keep you updated on that whole process. The superintendent is aware and has been supportive.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because now it makes sense because I was like, we haven't done that. And then you said 2014. I'm like, oh, that's the same.
2014. Yeah, 2014 was the last time that we went out to bid, there. But now there's some competition out there, and I think that that's important to strike while the iron is hot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, if
Okay.
you're okay for us to move on, I did want to bring up something else that was brought to our attention. Recently, I received an email from band director Chris Rivera. Chris Rivera, who is an esteemed colleague and has been a band director for quite some time, made the request from this committee to name a storage building that belongs to the band, to name that after a person that was recently retired that also was a band instructor. His name is Douglas Oraves. I don't know Mr. Oraves, but I think he was an esteemed colleague and a member of the band community for quite some time. So he wrote an entire descriptor as to why they wanted to honor Mr. Oraves and his retirement. I would like to share that with the members of this committee and then have that be brought to you for your consideration. And I think if you find it favorable, then we would move it to the board, and then the board would make the request, or I would make the request on
Mhm.
behalf of the facilities
Right.
committee to the city to name this
Building.
this small building that's
Mhm.
actually in Andrews Field, which is used by our band.
Would we have to do any type of community meeting, or we can, depending on how it is, like I haven't heard of it quite yet from the band families. So I'm sure because he's so connected with the families
Connected.
that he knows,
I
they've
can I
already
could
spoken up.
certainly come
So
back.
maybe, yeah.
I could certainly circle back with Mr. Rivera to see if this is something that he is bringing forth from the community.
Mhm.
I can respond and ask that. I just wanted first to even have
Mhm.
your consent for me to move forward with pursuing this further, and then I would bring it back to you.
I don't have a problem with that. Garrett, Nellie, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm definitely open to that. So yeah,
Okay.
please, Sandra, if you
I'm
could.
open as well.
Okay. So
Perfect.
I could bring it back to Mr. Rivera, ask him if this is something that the community has discussed, and then I can forward you guys in writing just the bio for the person that they are proposing to name this facility after. And from there, we will be meeting again, so I can bring it actually as an item on the agenda. We could discuss it, and then if you so choose to move it forward to the full board, then we could do that. Sound
Sounds
like a
good.
plan? Okay.
Yes, please.
Thank you for allowing me to add that in at the very end.
No, thank you for bringing it up.
And with that, those were the updates that we had for you. Dan and Bill and I are still here and willing to answer any outstanding questions, even about something else if you had something else in mind.
I am good. Nellie, Garrett,
I'm good.
okay.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank
As
you.
always, thank you for all the information and the hard work. And
Thank you.
we'll all be running over to our next
That's right. And
meeting.
I'm here, so I'll see you soon,
I'll
okay?
see you soon.
All right.
But,
And
motion-
Nellie and Garrett both feel better, okay? Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for jumping on the call.
Yep.
Yep.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Thank you, Garrett. Seconded.
Seconded.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
All
Good
right, good
night.
night. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Dan. And Felix. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.